Hey, good evening, everybody. I had a couple of emails from students saying that, hey, I haven't seen any videos up on the discussion thread yet. I went and checked it, and there are a couple of folks that did put a video in there. Um, some of them didn't, but I just wanted to kind of throw this video out there just to kind of let you know that, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Um, and one thing I need to mention too, it states that the video should be about 1 to 3 minutes long. That's kind of a guideline. It doesn't have to be 1 to 3 minutes. It can be over. Just make sure like you make it personable, and just throw out some information that you would give like a normal student. I mean, a normal classmate. So, and I also need to mention too, if you're having issues making videos, using the Canvas thing, it's completely understandable. I actually made two videos before this, and my Canvas video recorder thing, blah, 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 did not save the videos. And that's about maybe 10 to 15 minutes of wasted time. So I'm having to put this on YouTube and then putting the link into Canvas. So that's always a backup. Okay, I use YouTube a lot. It helps out quite a bit. So here, this is kind of what I'm looking for. I posted the topics up there, and I'm gonna kind of answer those questions as we go along. So, a brief description about yourself, including where you're located. So, my name is James Boffenmeyer. I'm your instructor for the course, um, and I am actually located. Funny story. I'm located in Lafayette, Louisiana. Now, funny thing about that, in about I'd say about 3 hours from now, we're about to have Hurricane Laura come right over us. I know, I seem really calm about it. Um, as someone who went through Hurricane Katrina in 2005 in South Mississippi, hurricanes are nothing new to me. It's definitely not my first rodeo. Um, you know, just it's just one of those things we got to deal with. Just like in Northern California, I know you guys are dealing with wildfires. Since I started teaching with Feather River in 2017, I think it was 2017, 2018, it's been a couple of years. There have been a couple of wildfires. I know some students have been affected by them. So that and not so much earthquakes, but those are some natural disasters and natural things that y'all have to deal with as well. So, gotta love Mother Nature, right? Hopefully, we'll still have power. If not, well, I'm still gonna make it through. Still answer y'all's emails and things like that. Um, how do I prefer to be addressed? Well, I know I have a weird last name. Completely understandable, and it definitely ain't from Louisiana. That's for sure. Definitely ain't from the South. My name actually originates from Pennsylvania, but I was born and raised in the South. So I have Southern hospitality. I love everybody. If y'all come over to my place, I'll cook some good roux, make some good gumbo. Y'all gonna have some boudin, some shrimp, crawfish etouffee. Y'all gonna have a lot of stuff. So yeah, Boffenmeyer is definitely not Southern. It's Pennsylvania Dutch to be exact. Um, so yeah, most people call me Mr. B just because that last name is pretty intense and it's a lot to handle, a lot to spell. Mr. B, Mr. James, Mr. Boffenmeyer, just anything like that. Definitely don't call me doctor because I ain't that smart. Okay, so um, I did not want to go for a doctorate. I don't think I ever will, and I'll be okay with that. So yeah, just Mr. B, Mr. James. I'm cool with all that. Hobbies. So I'm I kind of don't fit the mold of a typical, math teacher. Yeah, no, it's 10:30 in the evening my time, and I'm drinking coffee. Obviously, I like coffee. But yeah, I don't fit the typical mold of a math teacher. Why? Because when I'm not teaching or when I'm not spending time with my wife and my 2.5 almost 3 year old son or my 2 week old daughter. Yeah, you heard that right, 2 week old daughter. You know, I enjoy being outdoors. I like fishing. I like playing sports. You know, as weird as this may sound, I like cutting grass. Um, and also, I like working on classic cars. My dream car is a 69 or a 1970 Corvette Stingray. Um, Really, realistically, I like to have the 427, the 454 big block in there. Uh, Generally, I'll take a 350 with a 350 horsepower. Ideally, I would love the 327 and 350 horsepower because the power to weight ratio is very cool. But really, I'd be happy with a Corvette Stingray. Um, but also too, I love the Camaros, love the Mustangs, Chevelles, even the old Chevy pickups and the Ford F100 pickups. I love old cars. I really do. So to get me in my zen, to get me in my happy place, put me under the hood working on an engine, I'm okay with that. Um, I can I can cuss all day when I'm inside an engine. Okay. Um, so my background in science and math, this is kind of where I kind of mentioned earlier, I don't fit the typical math teacher because science and math did not come natural to me for the longest time. I hated math forever. I really did. Science was a whole nother ballgame because I liked astronomy starting from when I was 9 years old and when I got my first telescope. But I hated the math behind it. I really did. So, and as weird as this may sound, you can't really do science without the math. So that was a very, very hard thing for me to manage. But it wasn't until I was in my second year of college, my community college, when I had a teacher who just made everything make sense. He made the light bulb go off and everything. And excuse me, and how he made it go off was that he made applications um, with just about everything that he taught. For me, if you can apply it to a car or an engine or something that we see on every day, like for instance this room that I'm in, my dining room, um, you know, to me that's what makes my light bulb go off. I like using math. I like seeing the applications and the reasons why we use it. So that's what got me into it, and it's been all downhill ever since. I'm a math nerd, okay, but most people never see it. So if you find applications to math, I'm good. I really am. In statistics, there's a whole ton of applications. Um, Mostly to the healthcare fields, the business fields, and things like that. Especially for you folks wanting to do education, for example. Anything that deals with people or gathering data or trying to find patterns in certain scenarios, that's where statistics comes in. So I'm going to put my student hat on this one. What do you hope to learn from this class? Well, put my student hat on. Well, word problems have always plagued me. So hopefully in this class I can kind of get rid of my fear of word problems and fractions. Hopefully I can learn how to use a computer to do all of those mundane calculations, especially dealing with like standard deviation, correlation coefficient, things like that. So hopefully I can get a better understanding on how word problems work. What is plagiarism? Now, I'm not going to repeat the Feather River policy on plagiarism because I want you guys to take care of that. But really, plagiarism is essentially you're using an idea from somebody else without giving them credit. An idea could be just a sentence. It could be how you formulate the sentence, or if you're looking at a like an article or something like that and you kind of reword it to fit your own, you still got to give them credit because you're still using their idea to inspire your idea. Okay, so just give credit where credit's due. I'm not picky on what kind of citations you use. You can use MLA, APA format, things like that. This is math class. We're not really worried about citations, but in future courses like psychology, education, things like sociology, things like that, the humanities, I think they want the American Psychological Association 6th edition citation, so APA citation. But I'm not going to focus that on in this class too much. Okay, so as long as you cite your sources and cite your inspirations, that's how you can avoid plagiarism. Okay. So, as always, let me know if y'all have any questions of any kind. I'm happy to help. I really am. Hopefully, the power will stay on and we will have internet. But until next time, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. So, y'all be safe out there. Keep emailing me if y'all have anything, and just take it easy.